I'm. What the fuck? What the actual fuck? She's going to knock him dead at the interview. Bruh. That's why he ends up raising geese? Basically, I'm going to be starting the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. This is Snow's book, if I'm not mistaken. I'm gonna start it today. Probably not gonna read that much because I'm very, very, very tired. I'm not very excited for this one. I'm kind of curious about it, but I don't really care about Snow in that way, and I don't think I'm going to be able to relate to this bitch. So I don't know. I guess we're gonna have to wait and see. I have heard also from a lot of people that this one is the hardest book to get into because, again, you don't relate to Snow that well, and you're basically seeing the world through the evil person's eyes. But, you know, I'm giving it a try. I'm very much going to read it, okay? I'm not great at DNFing, so it should be fine to do this. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna be doing. I'm going to rest because I am tired. I am exhausted. I'm going to rest, chill, and then I'll keep y'all posted on my thoughts, all those things, probably tomorrow. Hey y'all. So I'm 32% into the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. And I wanted to give you guys a little check-in. I wanted to do a little bit of a check-in just to give you guys the TLDR and how I'm feeling about this book so far and how it's been. I will say I'm reading it a lot slower than the other ones. I also needed a bit of a rest. It was a rough week. So I've been reading in very small increments, okay? So it's been days at this point, okay? It's been days and I'm still 32%. I want to see if I can finish it today or at least do a big chunk of it today. But we'll see where I can go. I have quite a few passages in this already kind of like highlighted, not because they're good, but because of how like weird it is. So in this book, we kind of see how Snow evolves into the person he is and what he went through and his experiences and what made him be who he is today. And also his experience with his first time mentoring someone in the Hunger Games, and it was Lucy Gray. Now, Lucy Gray, I love her. Like, I really, really like her. I think she's a very interesting character, and I think she's the main force of why I keep reading, because I am really, really curious to see where Lucy Gray's storyline is gonna go. Snow, on the other hand, I don't. Like, part of me is curious because he's very much towing the line between being this, like, capital bitch and kind of starting to realize that, hey, actually, the people in the districts are actually people, not just scum like everyone else in the capital seems to think. But he keeps refusing to let that go, and he keeps refusing to see that. And it's kind of, yeah, it's seeing things in the perspective of someone that's evil. Girl, this is like very early on, right? The cabbage began to boil, filling the kitchen with the smell of poverty. That is the type of person Snow is. Like, he's a spoiled little brat. Reaping Day was terrible in the districts, but not much of a celebration in the capital either. How out of touch do you need to be? How out of touch, dude? Because it's terrible in the districts, really? It's almost as if they're seeing their children die for absolutely no logical reason, while the people in the capital are having fun and enjoying themselves. Then there's like when he justifies the Hunger Games, right? Like, witness the Hunger Games to keep the war fresh in their minds. Forgetting could lead to complacency, and then they'd all be back at square one. As if the districts forgetting about the war would bring them more war. The poor people can't, like, what? The poor people will war against you with all the machines and all the experiments and all the technology and all of the power? They literally needed the 13th district to fight you. What the fuck are you talking about, Snow? They would have to move to some obscure neighborhood and join the grimy ranks of everyday citizens without status, without influence, without dignity. Because that would be the worst thing for him. Like, him having to leave his penthouse, where he was already poor, mind you. Like, they are poor. They are. And he would have to join the poor people. How would they ever survive? He wants to be the president, so he's really fighting to, like, surpass everyone and just, get ahead, and has to win. Even his obsession with Lucy Gray, I do think he's starting to fall in love with her, or at least like whatever he considers love, right? But it's still in the way of like, I need to succeed. And the excuse is always, oh, I cannot let our family drop in status, and I cannot let my grandma like go into poverty or see the house of snow falling. I feel like that's an excuse. I feel like he just wants power. He wants to be more. He wants to be rich. He wants to be so much more. And so he's just like, no, it's for them. It's not, babe. It's not. You're doing this for yourself and no one else. He's not great. He's not great. Is there maybe evil or evils in him? Yes, of course. But he's also not great. Whenever you finally get a little bit of pity for him, he then goes and like kind of shows you why you shouldn't. So yeah, that's my TLDR. There's not much to say in terms of the story. We're at a point where like, the Hunger Games haven't even started. There's a lot of like things happening. It's insane to see how the Hunger Games started, because you assume that they have always been the way they've been, right? But no, like there was no bets with the games. There were no sending the players in like offerings and gifts in the arena. There was no televised show yet. They were not trained or prepared to endure anything in the games. The tributes are literally kept in a old zoo, in the monkey bars of the old zoo, like literally as animals. They're not fed, they're not trained, they're not dressed up, nothing, like nothing at all. It's interesting to see that and how it's going to evolve, and how snow has an influence and an impact on how the games are today. So yeah, that's my TLDR. That's what I gotta say. I will keep y'all posted as I'm reading. But today's gonna be a nice reading day. I finally have a little bit of time to like sit down and read and just chill and catch some sun and read and enjoy. So yeah, I'll keep y'all posted. Hey y'all, we made it to part 3 of the book. We are 60% through the book, and I'm flabbergasted, to be honest with you. I have no idea how he got to this point. Like, how is it that he's going to become a peacekeeper? What the fuck? How does that make any sense? Like, I get like he needed to get caught for sure, but like, really? If everyone else, this is where you guys draw the line, is him giving her a compact case? Okay, sure. When it comes to this book, I honestly, like, my feelings haven't changed much. I don't relate to Snow at all. Like, I don't feel pity for him, like, at all. I think what's keeping me reading this book and not DNFing it is truly just the curiosity on how this world works, how the society works, how this is going to lead up to the Hunger Games we know, from the quote unquote present time. That's kind of what's keeping me here and keeping me interested in keeping in to keep going. Like, even with the situation with Lucy Gray, at some point you believe he's actually falling in love with her, and he envisions a life with her, and he gets jealous and stuff, and all very normal seemingly. And then you realize what he feels for her is possession. He wants to possess her like a thing, not in the like, oh, she's mine because she's the love of my life or whatever. No, she's mine because I own her. She is my property, kind of like that. She belongs to me. She will be mine and just sit there pretty and just, I don't know, dude. It's insane, really, how his brain ends up working. Again, I really don't give a shit about this man. I really don't. And I don't think the story gives us space to that at all, because sometimes you have people that are evil, but when you see their backstory, you can like kind of pity them. This is not the case with Snow, not at all. Another thing that I'm really finding curious in this book is also the experiments of the like doctor. What are really these experiments? Are we finally gonna have a look at what they are and what they mean? Because like, we saw a little bit about it in the Hunger Games, but is it finally gonna show us like what is it, what's about, Don't mind my eyeballs. I'm having an extreme allergic reaction today. Like, I have been becoming slowly allergic to cats throughout the years, and it's coming to a head. And we've tried multiple things. Right now it's just not. I just have to deal with it for the time being. So there are a few days where my eyes will look like really red and patchy and irritated, and today is one of those days. So yeah, that's it. I'm gonna go have some dinner. I'm gonna go try and finish this book off. Highly doubt I'll be able to finish it before going to bed, but we're gonna try, and I'll keep y'all posted. So I reached the part where Snow and Lucy Gray are finally reunited, like the true reunited. And I've been having this feeling that Lucy Gray is Katniss's grandmother, paternal grandmother, because her father used to sing and also like forbidden songs. Plus, they live in the Seam as well. I don't know why my brain went there, okay? But he's getting close to Lucy Gray and she's singing a song. And it's the Are You Coming to the Tree? Are you coming to the tree? Na 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 na. What the fuck? What the actual fuck? We are at 89% through the book, okay? I feel like shit's about to go down, so I'm going to record because I just feel like it's about to go down, okay? Tell me he's not giving up his future with Lucy Gray for officer school. Tell me that is not the real reason why if he doesn't leave with her because of officer school, I thought it would be something like, whoa, but officer school? And he'd be the fucking idiot to do it too. Fuck, man, I hate this man. I hate this man so much. Fuck me. I have no choice. You're all that matters to me now. Liar. Liar and a cheat. Motherfucker. Who'd you kill? I killed the old me. Really, bitch? You fall for this? Like, can't you do 1 + 1 = 2? Snow is regretting his decision just because he now has to fish with worms. God forbid Snow has to fish. Please tell me he's not gonna kill Lucy Gray. If he kills Lucy Gray, I'm gonna... What? So Lucy might be dead or not. We don't know. And this motherfucker goes on to university? What? Hey there, y'all. Let's talk. Let's talk about this freaking book, okay? The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. What the fuck did I read? That is my first reaction, okay? Is what the actual fuck was this, okay? The entire book, we are struggling to understand Snow and to, like, give him some grace and some empathy, but at the same time, he's just despicable and he opens his mouth and it's just, there's a lot of moments where you want to feel for him, but then he opens his mouth and he destroys everything. He just ruins everything. Like, this man is just not, he's not okay in the head. He's not okay in the head. I loved Lucy Gray. I loved her character, but I do think she was a little bit dumb. Okay. And she wanted to be dumb. She wanted to be blind because she wanted that sweet love story. And it wasn't going to happen with Snow, and that was very obvious. They just weren't a match at all. And it was more like trauma bonding than anything else, I think, from her side. Also, like, Sejanus was also, like, very much a character I was like, okay, I love you, but you're an idiot, because he was an idiot. His heart was in the right place, but his brain just couldn't do simple math. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, his ending was expected. It just was. It was not surprising at all. Snow ended up going into the Peacekeepers. I was like, okay, this is not what I was expecting this to go. It makes sense when you finish the book why that was there, okay? But whilst he's there, you kind of hope that he's finally starting to understand how these are people. It doesn't happen. He actually does not realize that. He actually refuses to believe that. Even if part of him wants to start believing that, he refuses to. And his relationship with Lucy Gray is very cute and all, but there was a lot of issues, a lot of problems, and a lot of topics that they just were completely opposite to each other, and it just wasn't gonna work. The final part to me was... it just... yeah, I don't... I didn't like it. I like the fact that it's open-ended because I'm going to believe she survived. I didn't expect him to try and kill her. But no, he's like, she's an open... she's a loose end. It's like, what? Just let the woman go. Just let the woman be, for fuck's sake, dude. Just let her be. But she was a threat to his life, and his future as a president and whatever. It makes sense based on who Snow is. You know what I mean? It's not very surprising. It was not what I wanted to happen to Lucy, but it's not surprising in the least to me how that happened. When it comes to my theories, right? Because I did mention earlier I had theory how Katniss is related to the Covey or to Lucy or something. I do think like she's definitely related to the Covey because of the songs, right? And there is one of them that always remembers every single one of the songs, you know. And I do think her father was a descendant of theirs because, you know, he knows of the place where the little house in the lake is. He knows all of the songs. He teaches her how to hunt and how to do all of those things, which they as a covey would know and would teach each other that. They also live in the seam in this tiny little house, and I do think it's the exact same house, and so I do believe they are related. I don't know if it ever gets confirmed, but that is what I choose to believe in because it just makes sense, okay? Just in the way the story is done, it just makes sense to me. I will say I also find really, really fucking funny that he hates the mockingjays. Like, he absolutely detests the birds for no apparent reason, no logical reason other than they are half capital made and free, and that is not okay. And how the mockingjay is the symbol of the rebellion afterwards. Also how like Lucy Gray leaves him to go grab some Katniss roots and he gets defeated by Katniss herself. And all from this fucking family. Also, eu dava o meu cu e dois tostões just to see, bitches, just to see his reaction when he hears her sing the Hanging Tree song in the main trilogy. If I could just experience that to see how that is for him, I would love that. I would love that to pieces. And also Rue's song, that's also one of the songs Lucy sings. So the song that Katniss sings Rue when she dies, and I would love to see his reaction to that, for him to realize, fuck, this girl is actually a descendant of Lucy, and she's come to haunt me. She's come back to haunt me. This girl with a Katniss plant name and shit. I would love to see him just spiral out of control with that. Those are my thoughts. Not much to say. I am very excited for the next one though. Very excited to get into Haymitch's book, but I'm not starting it today as I normally would. I have a gigantic migraine as per usual, and I need some time to process what happened to Lucy because god damn it, it still annoys me a little bit, and I need time to like separate Snow from Haymitch. So I'm gonna take a breather and do something else tonight. And yeah, that's it. Those are my thoughts on the book. Hey y'all, it is another day and I have officially started Sunrise on the Reaping. Okay, I started today on my way to work and I have been reading it quite a bit since I got home, and I'm at 30% already. And I want to give you the TLDR because I have a lot of thoughts so far and I'm getting to a part where I feel like something's about to happen that is important. So I want to give you the TLDR so far because I have a lot. So, first of all, I am loving it. Okay, I'm loving it so, so, so much. I love Haymitch. I'm connecting to every single character, side character, background character, everyone. It's really the pieces coming together from the ballad and from the main trilogy. Good old Haymitch. It's really interesting to see him so young and so like just his day-to-day life and how he processes everything. His girl is a Covey girl. Okay. And here's the thing, she is definitely related to Lucy Gray. Okay. And her name is Dove. Yes, as in the color gray, because of Lucy Gray. And fuck, when I read that, I just. That was a lot to process, guys. That was a lot to process. Okay. Also seeing Carmine there and Tam as well. Like, just seeing the few Coveys that are left, it was very cute. Also seeing like, oh, this is this dude Everdeen, and I'm like, you mean Katniss's dad? Yes, yes, and Katniss's mom. We met both her parents before they were even officially dating, mind you. Also, one of the girls is Maisley. She has a twin called Maylee or something like that, and so Maisley is the girl who the Mockingjay pin belongs to. Yes, she is the aunt of the mayor's daughter in the main trilogy, and the mayor's daughter gives Katniss the Mockingjay pin that belongs to Maisley, which is in the games with Haymitch. The pieces are coming together, okay? The way they all interlock, okay? Just a lot of the characters in District 12, like you can connect them with the other ones, with the ones from the future and from the past. Very fucking interesting. The guy that's doing the presenting or whatever. Let me get his name because I keep forgetting his motherfucking name. Wait. Plutarch. And I'm like, I know this name. Where do I know this name, right? Where do I know this fucking name? It's the motherfucker with the revolution, the game master 3000 of like Katniss's games. Even this motherfucker is here, and he's already like spewing a few like questions Hamish's way, like, why do we obey these dudes? Why do we let them take over? Why, you know? We also have Snow, obviously the motherfucker. He's also here. We also are like interacting with a lot of mentors. Girl, when I saw the names of the mentors, I started to spin. Okay, to spin. We have BT, and we have, what's her name? Wirus as well, which is BT's friend. She's the one that dies near the water, and she's like a little bit crazy, but she figures out the clock situation. I was like, what the fuck is this bitch doing here? What do you mean? What do you mean? What is she doing here? What? And then next comes in Mags, bitch. Mags. The old decrepit woman that kills herself to save Peeta and Katniss. When I tell you I was not ready to meet these two, I was just not ready. And BT was the worst of all, okay? BT showing up, and he is mentoring his own child. Because he fucked up with the communications for Panem, and they were like, oh, you want to fuck up with our communications? Bet we're going to fuck up with you and your family. We're putting your child in the games, and you're going to mentor him and have to spend as much time as we can possibly put you next to this child, so that you have to really suffer and see him die. I'm really enjoying it so far. I really am. And compared to the ballad where I was like surviving, this one I'm thriving. Okay, I'm thriving. Okay, so I'm really liking it. How in the God's green earth is Luella McCoy at the door? You mean the dead bitch? You mean the dead child? What? I haven't even turned the page. I can't. He revived the child. Not that she's actually her. It's not actually her in there. And he wants her to play in the games because he wants a perfect quarter quell. What do you mean you want a perfect quarter quell? Are you insane? This dude has gotten even more deranged than he was before. Are you insane? That's not what? Hey, Mitch is hilarious. Plutarch goes, I don't approve of this. And he goes, you're my hero. I hope I'm just like you when I grow up. Oh, wait a minute. That won't be happening. This man is hilarious. I love him. What the hell? She's going to knock him dead at the interview. Bruh. This bitch keeps repeating the same phrase. Hello, Haymitch, or whatever the name of the person is. My name is Luella McCoy. I'm from District 12. Over and over and over again. I'm like, what the fuck? Also, like, they're saying, like, this is an actual child, so they didn't actually revive her? Did they what? Like, put her in another meat suit? Like, what? Like, this is supposed to be another child that is now reprogrammed to be this child and doesn't even remember who she is originally? What in the God's green earth? Also, Snow with his, like, lore of the Covey and, like, asking about, like, Hamish's girl and the second name and what color is it, you know, is very wild. He is sassy about the Covey, which is wild, having into account like he's the one to blame for Lucy Gray going missing. You know what I mean? Insane. Imagine waking up in the middle of the night to someone knocking at your door. It's pitch black, no lights, nothing, no sounds. Open up a door and there's a man with a potato. Spewing up light. Hey y'all, it is the next day, as you can tell. I reached the halfway mark last night and I stopped exactly at 50%. That's what I wanted to do. We are just about to start Haymitch's games. Okay. The fact that Haymitch has been in contact with the revolution from this early on is astonishing to me. In the initial trilogy, right, we're kind of hinted, sorta, that there was an attempt before, but I didn't quite realize it had been during Haymitch's games. I don't know if that just passed me by completely, or if it just wasn't that obvious, but it is during his games for sure. He now has a plan to destroy the arena, and it's along with BT's kid, which is insane because BT is like, he's gonna die no matter what. At least his death will mean something. And I'm like, girl, what do you mean? It'll mean something. What do you mean? What do you mean? No, I don't know. I guess I never realized it was from this early on because we meet Haymitch in the trilogy like decades later, and the revolution has existed all this time. All the characters that are involved in this make so much sense to be the ones that are involved, but like, it's still astonishing to me. I don't know why. Like, it just is. I think it's such a long shot, and it, like, you can tell from a mile away it's not gonna work. Even without the context of the trilogy, you can still tell it's not going to work, because even if you do manage to destroy the arena, you're going to die, right? You're always going to die. You're failed to die. That's always going to be the case. And also, Hamish is forgetting a very important piece of the puzzle, which is his family. You're not out here doing whatever you want without any consequence. There's literally your family to care for. And he's so focused in this plot to destroy the arena and to hit back that he's completely forgetting that his family is in jeopardy. It's not just, oh, if you fight back, oh, if you talk back, or if you're like, if you go against Snow, that's where the trouble is. No, like, if you literally destroy this arena, if you achieve this, first of all, you're not going to throw down the Empire. That is not going to happen. It might delay the Hunger Games. It's not going to really throw anyone down. And two, it's going to kill your family, at least, and your girlfriend. So what is this whole thing? What is it for? It's literally going to kill everyone you care about. So to me, it's very much a doomed attempt. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I don't like it. I'm not saying I'm not interested. I'm not saying that I'm not living for it. I am so living for it. Okay, I am. But at the same time, I just see how, like, this is all doomed from the start. And also, little tidbit, Snow bleeding from his mouth and always smelling like roses. Now I know why. Because he poisoned the costume dude. He poisoned him. Literally. But to poison him, he had to poison himself. But he survived, but now he bleeds from his mouth and stomach and whatever the fuck. Still, he survives a very long time with that, because that poisoning just happened and he survives decades in that, like, probably very uncomfortable situation. So now we know. Now we know why. This is, like, it's not a rumor anymore. We know. Anyways, enough chit-chatting. I am super excited to continue. I want to finish the book today because I need to know what happens. So, reading. 63%. Haymitch just, like, blew up the water deposit thing. Tell me why this man thought, like, this boy thought this was gonna break the games. To be fair, BT did give him that kind of impression, but still, like, you still haven't seen how everything is going down, right? Like, things start to shut down and he starts celebrating, singing songs and shit. This man bursts into song, literally, and now everything's back up and he's still stuck in there. And now he has celebrated and really made it obvious that it was his intention to break everything. You're just sealing your fate, my dude. That's all you're doing. It's just... Also, Ampert, BT's kid, his death, yeah, not great. Not great, y'all. Like, he is literally just a skeleton now. Not a smidge of meat left on his bones. It's such a horrible death. Such a horrible death. Like, poor kid didn't even stand a chance. I'm gonna keep reading, but yeah, I've made it to part 3, the poster. So, the whole volcano situation is weird, dude. Because they basically... How many have they killed with this volcano stuff? Like, a majority of them is gone. Why would you put something like that in the arena when you can risk also, like, killing everyone off? Unless, like, they were counting on something like this where one is very far away and it won't hit them and the rest dies off. But like, it's kind of counterintuitive, no? Like, you might kill everyone off. Not me rationalizing a very emotional situation, because to me, it's unfathomable how, like, all of them are gone. So I'm just kind of waiting for Haymitch to, like, go explore and see who survived. But he says, Day 6. Somehow I'm still alive. I have no idea why game makers, under Snow's direction, have not destroyed me already. Could I possibly be so popular that they're keeping me around to please the audience? Are they planning some particularly spectacular ending for me? I don't know, but I do know the arena is still begging to be broken. Motherfucker, he wants you to live. He wants you to live because he's already killed your family. Or he's planning to kill your family and your loved ones and everyone you love. And he wants you to live with that pain. And he wants you to have to deal with it for the rest of your life. So he wants you to survive. That's why he hasn't killed you off. That is literally why he hasn't killed you off. He wants you to suffer. Dude, he's being driven home in the train with the other three in coffins. Their coffins, Luella, Maisley, and Wyatt, will be riding home with me. I thought them long buried, peacefully resting in their family plots on the hill in District 12. Instead, we will finish this journey together. Fuck, man. I can't... I mean, I already know that he's gonna arrive there and everyone's gonna be dead. But I don't know how. Shit. The fact that he also put together that Lucy Gray was, involved with Snow. Big brains. His mom and brother died holding each other, and they're being buried holding each other. Thought we'd let them stay that way. Honestly, I'm not even mad about this one. Wyatt's father basically hung himself. Yes. You better. Couldn't bear the shame. Fucking deserved it. Is it weird that I can't go to the next page because I already know that Lenore's gonna die? Is it the candy? Is the candy poisoned? They have a grave for Lucy Gray. Dove-colored velvet upholstery. Fucking snowman. Oh, I forgot. He calls her sweetheart, but it's what he called Luella. That's why he ends up raising geese? Stop. That's why he ends up with a bunch of geese. Isn't it funny that the geese did it for me? Fuck, I've been holding on really well so far while reading, because I kind of already expected things to be really bad, but it was the geese. I didn't piece that together until now. Fuck, man. Did I finish this series or did this series finish me? I don't know. I knew that they were all going to die, right? Because that's just his story. I thought they were going to die a more gruesome death. Although, to be fair, Lenore's death was horrible because, like, she literally died in his arms. And he fed her the gumdrop that killed her. So, that is very bad, But I thought it was going to be a lot more gruesome, having into account what Snow is capable of doing. Although the timing was tough. He timed it very well to cause him maximum trauma, but I thought it would be more gruesome nonetheless. What was also very interesting was, like, in these last 2 chapters, seeing, like, Haymitch's thought process, how he was feeling, what went through his head, like, why he ended up so alone and drunk all the time, like, why he kept holding on, why, all of the things. How he felt when he, met Katniss and Peeta and seeing Katniss grow up and all of that. And it's sad because he could have grown up to be Katniss's uncle. He would have been basically an uncle to her. But yeah, the grief kind of isolated him a lot. I guess I thought more would happen in the games themselves, but like, to be fair, maybe like I'm just desensitized, I guess. Like, I was already expecting the worst. I already knew everyone else was going to die except him, so it wasn't really a surprise. I will say, like, BT's son's death, horrible. Horrible. Worse than all of the other ones. Like, all the other ones were very mild compared to his. Like, one minute he's there looking down at him through the latch, and next minute he's a skeleton. Like, this is minutes. Being ravaged by thousands of little squirrels. It's just so, what the fuck? What the hell? Yeah, it's rough, dudes. Hey y'all, so I realized that I didn't actually film an outro for this video, so here I am filming it, and giving you kind of a conclusion for all of this entire vlog. First off, I want to start by saying that I gave Ballad 3.5 stars, and I gave Sunrise on the Reaping, I think I gave it 4 stars. When it comes to Ballad, you already know all you have to know, on my opinion, okay? I've explained myself very well. When it comes to Sunrise, I kind of gave you the TLDR in that last clip, but I kind of want to reiterate that. I enjoyed the book a lot. Like, it was, for the majority of the book, it was a 5 stars for me. But when we got to the games, let's be honest, he didn't do much. He ran away and stayed hidden for most of the games. He tried to, do the whole plan that the revolution had fair, but he didn't do much in the games themselves. He kept running and he kept, staying away from trouble. There wasn't a lot of action in his part, and I expected more of a fight from him. Like, yes, the ending of the games, he finally put up a fight, but until then, he was just running around like a headless chicken, basically. There wasn't a lot to see in his regard. We didn't even see anything about all the other contestants. We didn't see what happened to them. Nothing. We had no feedback, nothing when it comes to that. So for me, it felt like it was lacking in that sense, and that's why the rating for me changed, because I wanted more in terms of the games. I also feel like it was very I was expecting a lot of tragedy, so I knew to be prepared, and that's why I don't think it had such an emotional reaction for me, as maybe it had for a lot of other people. I just knew it was going to be a tragedy, so I was accordingly and appropriately prepared. I did think it was going to be worse when it came to the deaths of his family and his loved ones. I think in terms of like emotional damage and psychological damage, it was the worst possible way, especially with his girlfriend. But I thought it was going to be more gruesome in terms of more aggressive, more violent of a death. But Snow is usually more for the psychological, so it makes sense why he did it the way he did, right? Makes total sense. I don't know why, I was just under the impression it was going to be more gruesome. That being said, I am very happy that I decided to read the series. I think this has been a great experience, and I regret not reading them sooner. I think I would have enjoyed them so much when I was, younger, but I'm very glad I read it now, because I enjoyed it a lot now as an adult, and also being able to read the entire thing all at once is amazing, and being able to piece everything very freshly within all of the books felt really, really nice. I'm so glad I gave this a try, and I'm so glad I recorded it, because it feels really nice to be able to look back and see my experience. I really like the vlogs because I myself get to see and look back at my experience within the books and all my thoughts and theories and all of those. So it was really fun to do this and to record this, and I hope you all enjoyed it. I ended up dividing these vlogs into 2 parts, so if you haven't seen part 1, it's also in the channel. It was just a really long vlog, so I didn't make it into 2 parts. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I will see you next week for another video. Bye!